In this lesson, we're looking at integers. This is 6th grade CPM, Chapter 3, Section 2, Lesson 1. First, let's define integer. An integer is a positive or negative whole number, and this is including 0. So let's look at these two numbers. We have 3 and we have -3. And the value of 3 and -3, in this case, what we're looking at is that they're the same, in that they're both the same distance from 0. So if I were to draw a number line, and I have my starting point here, which we'll call 0, we can go 1, 2, 3 in one direction, and we can go 1, 2, 3 in the opposite direction. And the reason I'm putting this sign here is because that represents the word opposite. And that helps us know which direction we're going in. So if we started at 0, we can go 3 units to the right, okay? Or we can go the opposite direction and go 3 units to the left with the two integers that we're looking at here. And again, to the left it represents -3, and to the right that represents a +3. So let's look at a quick example. Jack and Jill are tossing a football. Jack threw the ball 3 feet to Jill. She threw it 5 feet back to him. He then threw it as hard as he could, with a total of 10 feet. Write an expression to represent the football's movement. Okay, we want to break it down piece by piece. So think about what direction Jack threw it, what direction Jill threw it, and go from there. So take a moment, write that down, see what you think you can come up with. Okay, when I did it, I want to start with the information that I have. So I have Jack throwing it to Jill 3 feet. Okay, she threw it 5 feet to him, okay, and then he threw it again 10 feet. And you notice I'm using different colors to represent different directions. Okay, so we can say Jack threw the ball 3 feet, so that's going to be 3 feet toward Jill. And when she throws it, it's really what we're saying is and the opposite 5 feet. Okay, most of the time people will cover up the plus and just do 3 minus 5, but recognize for right now we're adding the opposite of 5. Okay, and then he throws it back to her for another 10 feet. Okay, and so this is the expression that we're looking at. And we can go through and we can simplify it, or we can even draw a number line to look at it. So if we have our number line, let me draw that real quick. We could have a number line like this and say that 0 is where Jack started. Okay, so he's going to throw the ball 3 feet. Okay, and then Jill's going to throw it back 5 feet. Okay, which brings us all the way down here. And then we're going to go back up 10 feet. Okay, which tells us where it ends. And if we wanted to work through our expression, okay, 3 and the opposite of 5 and 10, okay, we can follow the arrows there where we end up with -2 and 10, which will ultimately give us 8.